Hi, this is Marcus from AndroidVisionary.com, and today I'm pleased to present to you the brand new Nexus 5. We're going to take it and put it through its paces and do a quick review on all these great features for this phone and whether it should be deserving of a place in your pocket. Let's get started. Okay, let's get started. We're going to, ooh, look, it picked up my voice. Okay, so we're going to take a look at the Nexus 5 here. Let's go over the hardware first. Many of you no doubt already know a lot of the hardware specs of this fine device. But in case some of you don't, it's got a Snapdragon 800. It's about a 2.3 gigahertz processor. It's got 2 gigs of RAM on the inside, a 2300 milliamp hour battery, NFC on the back here, and 8 megapixel shooter on the back here, 2 megapixel on the front right here. Of course, it's a 1080p screen, so it's 1080 by 1920, and it's 5 inches on the diagonal, well, actually 4.95. And the 3.5 millimeter headphone jack is up at the top, and pretty much you got your volume rocker, your charging port, and the 2 speakers and a power button. Now, what I want to say about the speakers is that I don't know if you can actually see that, but there's 2 cutouts for the speakers, but only one of them produces sound. So the one on the left is the one that produces a sound, not the one on the right. The one on the right is just a mic. So it's actually only coming out of this one. Watch when I put my thumb over it. Right? Put my thumb over here, nothing happens. So you could see that it's definitely only coming out of that one speaker, despite the fact that there's 2 cutout grills, which is unfortunate, but that's the way they designed it. So KitKat 4.4, Android 4.4 has finally come, and it is really, really great. It's snappy, as you can see. I'm just bouncing around the phone, and of course you get the KitKat, and yes, it is Android 4.4 KitKat in all of its glory. Yay! Great operating system. The look and feel are pretty much the same as Jelly Bean, but as you'll notice, there's transparent buttons down here, as well as the transparent notification bar up here. And in Google Now, this is one of the only apps on the Android 4.4 platform that actually continues the transparent navigation buttons and transparent notification bar up here. And this is a feature I'd like to see going forward on a lot more apps, because making it look like this, let's go into Chrome, for example. If we go to Chrome, you'll see in Chrome how, let's go see how the bottom is black now. You'll see that in Chrome, it's totally black. So it's not clear all the way through. And similarly at the top, it's not clear again. So I would technically prefer to definitely have the clear down here and a clear up here, because it just looks like it has more space on the screen. You can see more, which is definitely a bonus. So that is going to just pretty much wrap up the browser and a little bit of the software. There's a lot of different things in KitKat, a lot of which I'm not going to be able to get into, but I do feel like this is a very great upgrade from Jelly Bean. And if you have been if you're a person that has had something before Jelly Bean, then this is definitely like ice cream sandwich or even gingerbread, then this is definitely worth your upgrade. So they've added a couple of things. Now you can do printing and use the cloud print services, and of course print if you need to from the device. And you can do tap and pay, which allows for NFC, but it doesn't have a NFC secure element. So basically, that means that you can use it pretty much anywhere that you can use NFC, but it doesn't have to go through the carrier's approval to be able to be used first, which is great. So the phone really flies. It's a great device. There's been a couple of little changes though. when you hold down on the anywhere on the home screens, now you're greeted with either wallpapers, widgets, or settings from here, and you can just put your widgets onto whichever corresponding home screen you want. Before, in the older versions, you had to go through like this app drawer, but then you had to keep going to get to widgets. So that's a nice change, which is definitely different. Now, a lot of people have been getting down on the camera, and I'd like to address it. The camera isn't the greatest. I will definitely agree with that. It is not the greatest camera in the world. But in terms of taking a decent shot with good lighting, it's not too bad. As long as you have good lighting, this camera is pretty good. But if you have to go with anything that's darker, whatnot, then yeah, you might have a little bit of problems, and that might be a bad thing. So if you have to shoot anything that's dark, then I would say probably not to go with this camera. But if you have good lighting around wherever you're shooting, then this camera is fine. So let's turn on HDR, and actually if I can get that right, let's turn on HDR, see how that works. HDR is definitely a little bit slower in terms of actually taking the picture, and here we go. And you can see it's just taking a bunch of pictures. So really, you have to be quite still when you're taking an HDR photo. That's the reality of it. Just be still when you're actually taking it. And you can see, I don't know if it's visible on this on the recording, but I can actually see that the HDR camera is a little bit better than what I was taking with HDR off. But of course, there's the trade-off. So this phone is really, really great for calling, and the data is very, very fast. I had really no troubles with any data speeds on T-Mobile. Now, you know, they may not be the best, but as long as you have good service in your area, then it should be pretty good. I actually found that using HSPA Plus with this phone on T-Mobile in some cases was faster than using LTE. So LTE works pretty well in Baltimore, but I found that in certain places, HSPA Plus was actually the way to go. So I know I'm doing this on Wi-Fi. I'm going to do it once on LTE to let you guys see as well from T-Mobile. So as I was saying, the call quality is very good. I had no sounds of tinniness or anything. Actually, it worked a bit better than my Galaxy S4 in terms of how loud I heard the person and how much they were able to hear me and not think that I was on a cell phone. So those were really, really great. Let me turn off and go to T-Mobile. So battery life is really kind of a hit and miss. Some days it's not too bad, but what I've noticed is that battery life will take a serious hit if you're doing any type of really intensive gaming. Anything that requires a lot of processor and that requires a lot of screen on time, you're going to be hitting that battery really, really hard. Today, I haven't been doing too much. As you can see, I'm at 75%, and it's been actually quite good. So, but I haven't been using it that much. I've only played a game or two here or there and just done maybe some Twitter. So it hasn't had a real taxing. But if you're just checking email and you're just doing like regular things but not really taxing the CPU, it should be good for an entire day. So it's a really great phone. I would highly recommend it to anybody who's still on gingerbread or 4.0 ice cream sandwich. It's just an awesome, awesome phone. So I definitely give it a huge thumbs up. So what did you guys think? I'd love to hear your comments down below. Of course, I'm very excited about this Nexus 5. Not only does it have a really sleek package and a pretty nice screen, it's got great performance, great battery life, and great value. This is off contract $400. This is the 32 gigabyte version I have here for $400. Totally off contract. You cannot find this type of value and quality in a great package such as this for such a low cost. That's what makes this phone a winner. And in my book, that's why I'm giving it 4.5 out of 5. Got great camera, great value, decent battery life, and very good performance. So I'm going to say this is definitely worth the upgrade. Android 4.4 KitKat, worth the upgrade. Go and get yourself one if you've got the money to do so. Nexus all day. I'm Marcus from AndroidVisionary. I'll see you in the next video.